to have a really good idea about what is the appropriate solution for you, or if there's any, or if there should be none, and what else might affect your ocular health. So we perform a very thorough examination, which does typically include a dilated examination, which does take a little bit more time, because it takes at least a good half hour for the dilation to fully take effect, to be able to obtain an objective measurement of your what we call refractive error, your optical correction. We do, in all of our patients, perform a total eye wavefront as well as a detailed corneal mapping using a device that is not necessarily standard in the industry at the first examination. Then upon our discussion and what solution is appropriate, certainly if laser vision correction seems to be the appropriate way and something like Press-Beyond, you will then subsequently have at least 2 more wavefronts as well as 2 more corneal topographies on different pieces of equipment. So we're using different devices to obtain the most possible information about your eye, as well as measuring things like the number of pumps that pump fluid out of your cornea, doing measurements for as a reference point for future cataract surgery. It may not be for 30 or 40 years, but the laser vision correction might slightly potentially impact the measurements in the future, so we take some up front. So you will have a number of tests, all of which are harmless, all of which are painless. They will take a little time, but we feel very strongly that we need the utmost information about you. Then we will actually take all that information and compare you to our long-term statistical, what we call nomogram outcomes for somebody with your type of optical imperfection. And then in addition to that, we will select a patient that had as close to your correction in the past that we corrected and see how they did, and make further adjustments to the treatment based on all that information to come up with the most customized and hopefully most accurate solution for your given eyes. If you come to us for the initial exam, it will likely take somewhere between 45 to 60 minutes. And then there's the subsequent testing, which will take probably another 45 minutes on average. Now, comparatively, you might find someone else where you'll go, and they will do the initial exam maybe in 20 minutes with no dilating drops, nothing else, no full eye wavefront and corneal topography, or maybe a screening more superficial corneal topography. And for the final measurements, they may again take about half the time, but they will also have half or less of the information about your eye. And I feel strongly that we need the most detail about your eye we can have to provide the most accurate treatment. Again, it is about the treatment is only as good as the data you put into the treatment. If the data are incomplete or imperfect, the treatment is much more likely to be imperfect and not achieving what you'd like it to achieve.